Hello everyone! We're going to be going over a quick guide for players who are currently playing the Corruption Sorcerer healer but want to check out its mirror, the Seer Sage healer on the light side of the Force. We're going to be going over the mirror abilities, their icons, and their names. Just as a heads up, this will cover both the healing abilities and the damage abilities all mixed up together. So first off, Saber Strike. Your basic attack will be Saber Strike on both sides. Shock will become Project. Seethe, your regeneration ability, will become Meditation. Lightning Strike will become Disturbance. Force Lightning becomes Telekinetic Throw. Overload, your push, becomes Force Wave to keep people away. Force Storm, your area attack that you can spam, becomes Forcequake. So Dark Heal becomes Benevolence. They're both green icons. They both have a kind of black silhouette on them. Your Stun Breaker, Unbreakable will become Force of Will. Electrocute, your 4-second stun, becomes Force Stun. Static Barrier, your very important kind of defensive healing ability, becomes Preserved Force Armor. It's the pink icon of the man raising his hand. Dark Infusion becomes Deliverance. They're both silhouette busts. Jolt, your interrupt, becomes Mind Snap. Recklessness, one of your buffs, becomes Force Potency. Resurgence becomes Rejuvenate. This one actually changes color to purple. So Resurgence, Rejuvenate, but different color. Crushing Darkness, one of your attacks, becomes Mind Crush. If you happen to have chosen it on the tree, Rally will become Keeper of the Peace, but they have the same icon. Force Speed will be the same both sides, easy to find. If you need your detaunt, if you've chosen it on your tree, it will be the same on both sides. Unnatural Preservation, your little self-heal, that'll be the same icon both sides, which is really nice, but it becomes called Force Mend for Seer. So Affliction becomes Weaken Mind for an attack. Consuming Darkness, the one that kind of lets you get force back, becomes Vindicate. It's a yellow icon. Innervate becomes Healing Trance. Expunge, your cleanse, has the same icon both sides, but it's called Restoration when you're playing a Seer Sage. Polarity Shift, your alacrity buff, becomes Mental Alacrity, but it's a completely different icon. If you've picked up the Operation buff from your tree, it is called Unlimited Power on the Corruption side and Force Empowerment Seer side, but it has the same icon. Extrication, your pull, is called Rescue when you're a Seer, but it has the same icon. I can never say this one. Revivification, your area heal that goes down on the ground in a big circle, that becomes Salvation. Force Barrier, where you put out your hands, is going to be Force Barrier on both sides, but it has a different icon color. This is the one you really need to memorize as a healer. So Reanimation as a Corruption healer becomes Revival for the Seer. So when you want to pick up your dead friend, you are looking for the icon of a person sticking their hands out towards a dead body lying on the ground, trying to raise them into the air. So Reanimation is Revival, is your combat revive. Roaming Mend becomes Wandering Mend. They have the same icon, but they're slightly different colors. That little ball of light bouncing between players. If you've chosen Whirlwind on your tree, it becomes Force Lift. If you've chosen Volt Rush on your tree, that one becomes Telekinetic Blitz. And lastly, if you've chosen, you likely have chosen Phase Walk on your tree, Phase Walk is the same name both sides, but it does have a slightly different colored icon. It becomes yellow for the Seer. And just before I let you go, if you're watching to see who you have placed your bubble on the dark side of things, you're looking for the deionized debuff. It looks like kind of a blue lightning shield, and that comes from casting Static Barrier, aka Bubble, on the dark side. And when you switch over to the light side, what you're looking for is, we call it the blue man waving at the moon. It's called Force Imbalanced. It's the debuff to know who you've shielded with your Preserved Force Armor, aka your little purple bubble. I hope you enjoyed that very descriptive overview of all the abilities for the Seer Sage healer, especially if you were previously playing the Corruption Sorcerer and you wanted to try something on the light side of the Force. If you want to show your support for these in-depth Star Wars The Old Republic guides, please visit Swtorista.com/support. And if you want more videos like this to show up on your YouTube homepage about your favorite game, subscribe to this channel. As always, may the Force, light or dark, be with you, as it should always be, because you're a healer. I love you. Goodbye.